Good morning, everyone. For this video and future videos, I'm changing it up. As much as I love talking about movies, games, RPGs, and other nerd and geek stuff, I'm willing to bet as new subscribers tune into this channel, they want to hear some about the mental health awareness. So I'm going to start with that from now on. So for today's topic, one of the guys at my agency gave me this cool sheet to go with the WDP we did last week. Let me pull it up real quick here. So choice theory. Why do we do things? So let's go over basic needs first. Survival. What do you need to survive? Obviously, we need food and water, clothing and shelter. Those are to keep us away from the elements, keep us warm. And obviously, we need food and water for substance and water to live. Love and belonging. This is key. A lot of times in life, um, we have an emotional void, and we fill this emotional void by feeling love and belonging. And this could be from having a significant other to being a parent and supplying their needs, having social groups that we hang out with, and feeling those that way. Power and control. We all need some power in our lives. For a kid, it could be saying what we're eating at dinner tonight. Sometimes, as a parent, I give my kids choices. Hey, what do you guys want to eat tonight? Sometimes, they'll get a pick to where we go out, or sometimes, hey, what do you guys want to do this weekend? And we figure that one out. As we grow older, these change a little bit. How about where we attend some higher education and learn a skill such as a trade school or union trade, go to join the military or go to college. Freedom goes hand in hand with power, the ability to dictate some part of our life. We really feel trapped if we don't have any power. Sometimes this comes in, hey, you work at a nice job, but you're working overtime, and you've bought so much stuff, and whether this be, you got a house that was a little above your normal means, but with you working overtime, you can afford it. Then maybe you bought a newer car, and now you have a couple things you have to buy for the house and stuff, and now you're living above your means, and you get a new boss at your job, and you don't really like them, and they're making your life miserable, but you can't leave because every other job you're looking at pays well, but it doesn't offer the overtime that now you're relying on. That's a big part of freedom, being able to say, you know what, enough's enough. I want to look at another place. We're seeing that a lot in society today, where people are rage quitting or rage applying to a new job, and they're getting one and they're very happy because, now they got a 20% raise and they're maybe doing less work. So good job for people who went through with that. Awesome. Fun. What are we doing that's fun to us? This is key. Go have some fun in life. If you are not having any fun and all you're doing is working and going through the motions, you're going to be a pretty miserable person. Most people can keep that up for a while. It doesn't matter where that fun comes from. Like maybe you're deployed for the military, and when you're not, you know, off the forward operating base, you go back and you play some D&D, because I know some guys play some D&D over there. Maybe you play some board games. Maybe you're doing something fun, in the time. Maybe it's doing a sport each night, doing some kind of activity. For me, it's playing games, whether they're on the PC, preferably in person, doing some tabletop RPGs, or even doing this, because this is fun to me. So let's get down to the bottom part, the total behavior. I'm going to go in a little bit of reverse order on how I feel this sheet really goes out. I'm thinking. This is our stage of thinking about our needs. Are we contemplating action? Are we in the pre-contemplation stage right now? Or are we, knowing kind of what we want? Physiology. How does our physical state impact our thinking and wants? Does it prevent us from acting? Think of this such as you have an injury or a physical limitation such as a disability that prevents you from doing certain things. And that can be key to something. A lot of times our physical health and mental health is really tied. I know when I went through 3 hand surgeries, that when I couldn't use my hand, which was my primary hand, like it sucked. Like it was really hard, kind of get you down because you're like, I can't do what I used to do. Do I have some physical limitations now? A little bit, but I've been able to work at it to where my hand is mostly where I want it to be. Emotional. What are our raw emotions, and how do we get those in line, what we want, and how we act so that others perceive as how we want? Our emotional needs are very highly volatile for most people. and that really depends on a whole bunch of things. How our relationships are doing, what are we doing for those, how other people are treating us. Um, that's a wide range of emotions. Not enough to talk about it today. Otherwise, I go on a large thing, and I haven't really wrote up anything to talk about that. Um, Wants. Are we going to actively work on this by our actions? And this is where the last part comes in. This is what we are actively doing to fulfill those needs. For survival, that could be, hey, I go to the grocery store each week, or I started a garden so I can, get more fresh fruits and vegetables. Um, I have access to water and clothing, and obviously I live someplace. Um, that's really how we focus on, getting some of our inner thoughts, connected to like how we perceive ourselves. So, what are some of your wants? Fill out the form. Look into say, and then at the end, ask yourself which of these basic needs is being fulfilled by your wants. Are you fulfilling all these? Which ones aren't you fulfilling? What can you adjust to help fulfill those needs? Have you even thought about these? Do you notice your self-awareness, growing as you watch these videos? Because really, this is what it's about. I had a client the other day, and I said, "You are very self-aware. Like you know what you want, you know what you need. You also know some of your faults, and you know some of your strengths. That is great. If you know some of those, your success to improving your mental health is great. If you don't know those, if somebody asks you a question, what are your strengths? Everybody has some kind of strength. What is that? The lady I talked to, she's like, um, I'm really active with friends and family. I'm caring, kind, and she had all this list, and then she had some drawbacks was I'm too willing to help other. I'm a people pleaser, and that does me really well, but it also harms me. So not only is it a positive, but it's also a drawback, something negative that can impact me. That's something I actually want to work on and change to. Sometimes I need to learn to say no. That's a very good example of fulfilling those wants. I want to learn how to say no, but I also want to learn how to say yes, to the right people. Where do I find that line? And that helps her meet love and belonging, as well as power and control and freedom. Freedom to choose who she helps, freedom to have power on who she doesn't want to help, and control the situation, so she builds up her inner resilience so she can learn how to control her situations. And love and belonging, because then when she's helping the people she wants, you know they're also reciprocating, the thank yous and stuff, and that makes her feel happy about the choices she's made. So I hope today, the choice theory, worksheet I just went over can give you some good ideas. Um, so for the nerd stuff today and some reviews, let's talk about some things I've been watching on Netflix. Love, Death, and Robots. I know they're on season 3 now. It's a really cool show. I'm about halfway through season 1 now. Really kind of digging it. A lot of cool little shorts that show some unique aspects. Kind of reminds me of some like Philip K. Dick's Pulp Fiction, if you've ever read any of his novels, since I really dig Pulp Fiction. The next would be Cabinet of Curiosities by Guillermo del Toro. If I butchered his name, I apologize. I really like this show. It reminds me of like a little mix between like the X Files and I don't know, Twilight Zone slash something else. Nice, short, very cool. And I'm on episode 4 now. Really dug episode 1 and really dug episode 3. It was cool to see the guy from Stargate playing episode 2 though, so that was kind of cool. Tulsa King on Paramount Plus. I'm not a big into like gangsta movies or anything, but this show with Sly is awesome. My one buddy came over. We powered through every episode. Usually watch 2 at a time, so it was nice. Really excited to see season 2 and where they go with that. Kind of have an idea, but we'll really see. If you haven't watched it, it is well worth a watch. Some cool brutality, old school gangster stuff, really cool. On to more nerd stuff. Magic the Gathering releases a new set today. If you're into that, have fun at the pre-release. The new cards look kind of cool. The new foiling thing looks really sweet. Um, I usually buy like a collector's pack ones. Since I do play Flesh and Blood, I don't really like double dip, but usually I like to press my luck and see if I get something cool. I'm about 50-50 one set. I make out the next day. I lose like $5 on a pack, so not a big deal. But hey, check that out. There's release events all weekend all over the states and the world. Maybe I don't know whether the world around releases or not. Other than that, uh, if you're into Kickstarters, this month there's a lot of zines on. It's called like Zine Quest, I think 2023 or maybe 4 or 5, whatever number. But there's a whole bunch of cool ones. I think I'm gonna pick up one. One really like kind of caught my eye the other day, and it has a neutral thing that I can adapt to my game. Um, so that's all for today's nerd stuff. Again, check out Love, Death, and Robots if you haven't seen that on Netflix. Cabinet of Curiosities as well. Tulsa King on Paramount Plus. If you're into magic, new set comes out this weekend. And that is all for today, folks. Again, like, subscribe, share it on social medias, so we can build a channel. We can get that cool additional dude on here one day to talk about some more mental health stuff. Peace and have a great weekend.